So we're setting out on Silver Ridge Peaks in the daylight, and it is a fantastic sight to see. I can't really tell you how much not having the Great One Black Bear for all that time influenced how often we'd hunt this map. I would always feel guilty if I was going to hunt this map that we weren't bear grinding, but now that we got our Great One Bear, we can just run around and enjoy this map, and I'm very much looking forward to this hunt. The draw to this map, at least for me, is just the plethora of big game opportunities, whether it is Bighorn or Rocky Mountain Elk, Pronghorn, Mountain Goat. Plains Bison have the new True Racks, and by the way, this server is the end of elk drink time going into Plains Bison drink time, so very much looking forward to those sorts of opportunities, but figured we'd go ahead and try to take that guy out. And I will say, the game is trying to curb my enthusiasm. This is the third server I've been in, literally since doing that intro. We just can't stay connected to one, so hopefully we can overcome it. Maybe we can stay in this one, and we'll see if we can find anything good. And never a bad way to start. Max weight estimate Rocky Mountain Elk, 411 score for him. Lung and liver shot from the 338. And we're just going to go ahead, we'll make sure there's no more elk maybe late in their zones over here. And we're going to start to make our way towards the plains. If bison are going to be drinking, that's the place to be. So I think we'll even just start here and then work our way up around to the north. So from a max estimate level for Rocky Mountain Elk to a max estimate level for Plains Bison, and interestingly enough, he's kind of hiding over there by himself. And this zone over here, I've tried to spot everything, I just can't. So we're going to take this shot and then quickly try to watch everything that runs out of there, because there could be like a leucistic or something that's hard to spot, or obviously like a level 5 that could just be hiding back behind everything else. So I don't immediately see anything that stands out. And I'm thinking we probably shot the best thing here. So definitely not a bad bison, though I think he'll be lower in that score estimate. 171, I actually forget what the estimate was, but almost 1,000 kilo. Got right into the right lung with our 338. I really like to, he's got really pronounced like damage to the horns. A rare like that would be like the ultimate goal, and I think I just talked about it over on Yukon Valley. Eventually, I'd like to replace all of the legacy horns, rares and diamonds in our trophy lodge with True Racks ones, and the more hunts on maps like Silver Ridge Peaks we have, the better the chances of actually accomplishing that goal. Now we're getting a little somewhere, a 175 to 193 level 4, and he actually looks good. I think he looks better than the troll that we shot over on Yukon, and of course there's this max weight estimate level 4 as well, but no doubt, the one in the front there, which for whatever reason is really difficult to spot, is the one that we want to get. So he is attentive. Guns do work better when they are loaded. And if we can respot him one more time, gonna try to get a shot in there. Now he went aggressive, so we'll be okay if that didn't hit a lung. And I'm kind of thinking it did not. It was tough to tell in the reads where his head was, and I didn't want to hit him in the skull. So I think we'll be able to save this, but we do need to make sure that we can get that vital hit. Honestly, he's moving so slow. I'd rather do that than try to hit him really close up where in the reeds, moving around, I think it could actually be a little bit tougher. So he's going to get down probably right about the time he gets to us, so that'll work out pretty well. Special delivery, potential diamond anyway. Let's see if this guy is going to get to that mark. I think it's the high 182, something like that. 180.29 gold, not bad though. 183.5 is diamond. I, for whatever reason, I always think it's 182. We were actually dead on there. Just didn't punch into the heart. Kind of surprised to see that. I thought it would get it, but follow-up shot, no big deal. Right in behind the shoulder, into the left lung, and not a bad-looking bison at all. So I think we're getting pretty close to the end of bison drink time. It does go pretty fast, trying to get between all the lakes and check all those spots. Where I want to go is this little narrow lake here. And we'll see if maybe we can find one more. And once more, we have a max estimate 4. Can't quite get to a level 5 today, but maybe he goes up to 187. We can try to get that shot in there. I actually can't tell what direction he's facing, and I think we were really close to hitting that female in the skull. I have no idea where he went or if we got him. I think that shot's going to be better. Hunting pressure probably wouldn't be up for a bit anyway. And we'll go over and see. The fact that he didn't go aggressive, maybe he was sort of standing in the water, but that certainly could have made it easier. And it's a good thing we could see him laying there, because I didn't find one track. I kind of think he might have been in the water the entire time, so there just wasn't any blood to follow. But 179.09 this time. Very different horn shape, but almost exactly the same score. So we could probably go and visit these lakes up here, and maybe we'll move in that direction. But as we kind of move towards the end of Bison drink time anyway, we get to experience my favorite part of Silver Ridge Peaks, which is that you don't have to hunt the drink zones. The fields, hunting in the forest and all that, it can be really, really productive. And hopefully we get to see that. So we've kind of moved to another area of the map, but it is the part that's got the mountain goats, and we can finally crack out the 308. So we basically never use this thing anymore, and I think especially with the new weapons coming in the high caliber pack, it's probably only going to get kind of put further back in the gun save, so to speak. But it's a really nice gun, and honestly, I just think it's one of the best to customize. Almost any combination we ever do looks really, really cool. So whether it is mountain goat, mule deer, pronghorn, that's going to be kind of our medium game gun for the day. And hopefully we actually get to use it a bit. So as for this guy, 89 scoring gold, actually not bad. That's considerably higher than I thought it was going to be. Pretty good performance out of the 308. And I will say, I came over here kind of not realizing it was bighorn drink time. So I just mentioned we don't have to hunt drink zones. As we pass between these lakes, if there's any decent bighorn, we'll take them for sure. But it's kind of stuff like that that I was more so after by even coming to this side of the map. Ooh, that's a pretty good looking Rocky. It is a level 5. 446 to 533. We just changed the time in this server. And this is really not a spot that I would have come to looking for a diamond elk. I'm unsure if he's going to make it. It's really tough to tell. There's a troll rack that pretty much exactly resembles the diamond rack, just a little bit smaller, and I kind of think he may have that. I don't know. Kind of like anything, when they run away, they look a lot bigger. That estimate was fantastic, though, and it normally is, and that estimate makes it tough. It's normally 460 if it's going to be a troll. I think there's a 440s, like level 4 rack that's the same too, so there's a bunch of options. It could be basically anything, but the good news is, the 338 took it down, didn't go far at all, and we'll see. 5:49 a.m., literally just into elk drink time. Do we have ourselves the first trophy of the hunt? Or is he gonna fall a little bit short? That is a diamond, 497. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was sitting here being pretty confident that I was gonna troll. Good deal. Double lung, brown variant, which is the one that we have the most diamonds of already. 497 though is an interesting score. It's not the big rack with the more mass and stuff, but it's also not that kind of wiry rack that I think is a bigger frame, which is maybe what threw me off a bit. That is really, really solid. We will definitely take that. Our last Diamond Rocky actually went into the latent trophy cabin when we came to Silver Ridge Peaks for actually mountain lions, ironically enough. So that one can go into the main lodge, and we might as well continue hunting for elk now. So kind of fittingly, we're actually back where we first started on this server. We're at the southern part, so we shot that first bull just up here south of the lake, and I decided to come and check here, and it is loaded with bulls. Kind of like the spot, honestly, where we shot the level 5, but this time, no absolute monsters. There is one big 4, so I guess we'll get him. And then we might as well go and check that little lake north of us too, just in case there happens to be anything there, because one thing is for sure, they were pretty much all gone by the time we got here. We just so happened to catch one that was on its way out. But you know, honestly, we haven't taken advantage of this enough at all. When elk drink time got changed, I believe that was with Rev and Thule Coast, and of course that's when the Great One Black Bears came out. The fact that they don't drink for like 15 real life minutes at a time, there's a lengthy drink time that's mostly in daylight. It's really nice to actually be able to hunt them and get to appreciate the size of the antlers on these things. In the past, I think they had a really early morning drink zone that was 1 in-game hour, and then a late drink zone that was the same thing. Now we actually can spend some time going after them in a bunch of different spots, and in this case it really paid off with our first diamond Rocky Mountain elk in at least a couple of months. And a couple of bonus turkeys to boot, a 4.55, not bad, 10 kilo on the nose. liver and lung for him. And this guy also the 9 to 11 estimate, 4.40, and a much lighter 9.29 weight, but hard shot with a 22, not something we've done a ton with turkeys, so we'll take that. And then just up here over the hill is the second lake that I wanted to go ahead and check. And once again, plenty of bull elk around. Now, I don't even see like a decent 4 this time. The host of this server is long gone, but it's generally just good multiplayer practice to not cause a bunch of hunting pressure. Since we just killed those 2 turkeys, even though there is a max estimate 4, he's kinda small, probably just gonna let that go. I almost just walked past this. What the heck? That's a huge level 5 Plains Bison. We're literally talking about like YouTube advice in the chat. So I'm just typing away, literally spotted it and kept on walking, and then looked at what it said. What are the odds? That's a guaranteed diamond easily, and I've been kind of honestly looking for a pronghorn or 2, basically to wrap this video up with. I talked about the 308 and the fact that I wanted to use it some, and wow, there's even a 4 that's been shot there? I guess the 5 maybe got here late, but anyway, we've literally fired that 308 one time, and it was for that mountain goat. So that's about 200 meters. We know he'll go aggressive most likely if we make a bad shot, but I think we can get this. Should it drop into a lung? And he is aggressive in case it did not. So, gonna watch the health. Probably unspotted right about the time it would have started to go down, and it is. I think we're okay there. I think that's a lung. If it were vertebrae, I'd imagine he'd go down a little bit more slowly. I kind of think for safety reasons, gotta avoid, yeah, we're not gonna do it. You gotta avoid hitting him in the skull. Had he been more broadside, we'd have tried an additional shot, but I was too afraid of actually ruining what I think is a good hit. So, good chance this will be the last harvest, and we're not gonna get to use that 308 more, but I can't believe, like, literally almost spotted it and still didn't go and shoot it. Now this guy, the one that was already shot, also going aggressive, so we're gonna go ahead and take him out. And I want to watch like the rate that he goes down. He's already been hit. It was a lot faster than the level 5, that is for sure. Actually got hit a couple of times by a couple of people. That is kind of wild, so let's go and see. In, I'm gonna say the last 4 or 5 days, our second level 5 Plains Bison won over on Yukon Valley. That one trolled us. This one cannot troll. But did we get the shot down into lungs? I have to think that we should have managed that. Pretty good looking bison. And we've got ourselves a 191 diamond. Right lung, no problem, way shy of the vertebrae. Dropped right down into there. That's gotta be our best one. So 2 diamonds today. One of them being the actual thing that kind of we came here for. Started out looking for bison. Finally got a 5, and the biggest question is, how do we miss this? Because I checked this lake earlier. I guess it's possible it's a respawn from maybe something we even shot here or something someone else shot. What a monster though, 191. Look at it, all the different options for what we could do as far as the trophy lodge. I think that guy's scoring so high. I mean, over 190 is massive. We finally have something to take down an old max scorer, Legacy Horns Bison. And like I said, the eventual goal is to replace all the Legacy Horns in the lodge. So one that big, I think it's only fitting to take that one down. That is crazy, and just the mere fact that we almost walked right past him, it was so close to spotting him and not knowing. And then the next question is, where do we put our Rocky Mountain elk? There's a couple of places I'm thinking about. We've actually got a good number of Rockies in the lodge, but maybe I'm almost tempted to take down that Roosevelt in here. Let's see what that looks like. I think we're probably gonna go with it. I just like the antlers a little bit better. Want to make sure that we're not clipping through the wall, because I can very easily see that happening. Does look good there though. And we do have a representative of both frames basically for the Roosevelt still elsewhere in the lodge. That's why I'm okay with taking that one down. And the thing is too, like between the Rosies and the Rockies, there's just more variety in the Rocky antlers, and that's why I want to go with that one. But pretty cool, going back to Silver Ridge Peaks, about 3 hours total. We get ourselves a Diamond Rocky Mountain elk and a Diamond Plains Bison. And I still want to get way more Plains Bison trophies, diamonds, and rares, but that was a pretty good start. Finally got another one after a whole bunch of trolls in a row. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.